all these things going on, there was nobody to tell me sorry. My mother was not there, father was not there, none of my siblings. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandra. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber based in Oka, Anambra State. If you're new to this channel, you're welcome to my space. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. You all are my oldies. Thank you so much for always coming back to watch me. And to all that have not subscribed, please, I'm begging you, kindly click the subscribe button before you continue watching this video. If you're just seeing my face, you've not missed so much. We just have very few videos down there that you may need to watch after watching this one, of course. So guys, today it's just Danny's birthday in a few days time, just like 3 days to Danny's birthday. So a lot has been going on. I've never been this nervous in my life because I'm thinking of just a little gathering for Danny, and I thought about it and I was like, this is the best time for me to share this story, for me to just let it out of my heart. A lot of people that knows me does not know this story. Even my closest friend NJ, I've never told her about it. The only person that knows my story about Danny is my mom, my family, just that. So I just want to share this story about Daniel's birth, because Daniel's birth came with a lot of things and also left with a lot of things. There are a lot of memories, a lot of both sad memories and good ones that has to do with Danny's birth. So I was just like, this is the best time for me to share the story. I had to leave the house just to get a lonely place that I can actually share this story. So it all started, I'll start from the beginning. Before I left the village, there is this prayer group that I belong to. It's a prayer group that we formed out of Soteria Bible Ministry, because then I used to attend Soteria Bible Ministry as a child that I was then. We just go there to sing because I love singing. I sing to sing, and before you know it, we formed this group that we now pray together, sing together, and all that. So that was how we do in that group. And when I left the village, you know, so you all already know my story, how I got married, and what later happened along the line, how I lost my husband and all that. And I believe you guys already know little about me. So it all started. I became pregnant for Danny late 2008. Yeah, I became pregnant for Danny late 2008. I became sick. I didn't know that I was pregnant. I became sick. I vomit. I stool. You know, a lot of things started happening to me at the same time. I didn't even know I was pregnant. So I was going to the pharmacy taking pain relief drugs. I was taking anti-malaria, typhoid drugs and all that. They were giving me drugs to stop vomiting and all that, because I didn't open up to my husband. In fact, I didn't tell him what exactly I was feeling. He would ask me, I'll just tell him that I'm sick, I had malaria and all that. So one day, the sickness became too much. I told him that I want to see my mom, that I want to go home. So he asked me to go home. He brought me back to my mom, and then I was with my mom. So my mom was treating me and all that. I started feeling better, you know, mixing up with my siblings again, seeing them again. I started feeling better anyway. And one day, there was this day that I was cooking with my mom. I was pounding pepper in the mortar for her. All of a sudden, she started staring at me. She was staring at me. She was staring at me. And then she said I should stop. I stopped. And she said I should follow her inside. I followed her inside. She said I should raise my clothes. I raised my clothes. She just touched under my stomach like this. I shouted. She held me, hugged me, opened my eyes and checked my eyes and said that I'm pregnant. I told her, no, mommy, I'm not pregnant. She said, I am pregnant. Hey, God. It became like it was like I was in another world altogether. So I started, from that moment, I started dealing with a lot of things on my mind. Am I pregnant or am I not pregnant? What is going on and all that? I She later took me to the hospital where it was confirmed that I was pregnant. She said she's not going to tell my dad now, that she just have to take care of me until after the first trimester. That was when she called my husband to tell my husband. My husband called my mother-in-law to tell her that I'm pregnant. So everybody was happy, but me, I wasn't. Let me be honest. I wasn't happy because I don't do the things I used to do. I don't do the things I used to do. But then it's now that I grew up that I know that pregnancy is supposed to come with a lot of joy. When a woman is pregnant, it comes with a lot of joy and happiness. It is now that I come to realize that. But then I wasn't happy. Let me just be honest to myself and to you guys. I wasn't happy because I was seeing it that I'm being tied down. I'm being stopped from doing things that I used to do. I'm being deprived of living my normal life. That was what I was seeing it then. Until when I later, after 4 or 5 months, I went back to my husband. Guys, that was when I became very sick and all that. When he wants to touch me, I'll refuse, I'll just childish. I'll just being childish. Let me just put it like that. I'll refuse and all that, and he will be like, he will call my mom will talk, everybody will talk and all that. His own mother will talk that it's me that they are trying to help and stuff like that. So I we were dealing with it like that. After about 2 months again, I returned back to my mom again, stayed for another 1 month or so, and I went back to Lagos. So when I went back to Lagos, I was already close to my 9th month. Yes, it was 9 months. I didn't see labor coming. It was 10 months. I didn't see labor coming because I know it. As small as I was then, I know that once it's 9 months, a woman is supposed to give birth. So every time I'll be counting, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? When am I going to have the child? I didn't even know what was called labor pain. I just, but I didn't know how it used to be like. I didn't even know I'm supposed to experience everything. The only thing my mom told me was that when labor starts, that I should not cry. That if I cry and my tears fall down from my face like this, that my baby will die. That was just the fear that my mother put in me. She put that fear in me. So, on that fateful day, I was coming out from the bathroom. After bathing, I washed up. I didn't see anything. Just for me to leave the bedroom, hot water poured on my leg. And something like hot water poured on my leg. And the next thing, blood followed. I remember that they told me at the hospital that once once I see blood or thick hot water, that I should know that my baby is about to come out. So I called my husband and we all went to the hospital. Before then, when I was in my 7th month, something happened one night. My tummy was biting me and all that. I thought I was in labor. But I knew it was not up to 9 months. I was like, am I going to have my baby prematurely? So we went to the hospital that day. The doctor said my baby was trying to reposition and all that. They gave me drugs, they treated me, and I came back to the house. So that day that I saw blood, he took me to the hospital. That was on the 5th. That was on the 5th of August 2009. I saw blood, I saw water. They took me to the hospital. The doctor, they said I should be moving around. I was moving around, I was exercising, I was climbing the stairs of the hospital and coming down, because that was where I registered. That's Adeyemi Hospital. I was climbing the stairs and I was coming down. And all of a sudden, I started feeling, hard. My baby started moving unlike before. As in, the baby now, Danny was moving, or no move more than it was a move before. As in, it's not as if he doesn't move before, but then he was moving more than he used to. So I started having waist pain, and all that. The pain was becoming unbearable. But after they bring me into the hospital, the theater, they would check and said my body did not dilate 8 cm. All these things going on. I wasn't understanding what was going on. Where all the hen now got at all I know is that Nano is severe pains, and I can't even cry because my mom said if I cry, I my baby will die. So I was doing everything possible not to cry. My husband wanted to call my mom. I told him not to call my mom because my mom Onwere Obi. She no get mind at all. So she, as in Onwere Obi, let me just put it like that. She would just die before I even give birth. I even give birth. So we didn't call her. It was my dad that my husband called and told that, see, I'm in labor. Guys, that fifth, this thing I'm telling you happened in the morning. I was at the hospital all through that day. I could not give birth. And the next day, I continued all through the night. I did not sleep. I was in labor. Next day, it was on the 6th that I continued, and the labor was coming. They gave me hot drip, this hot injection. They put it inside drip, and they gave me the first one, that on the 6th. They inserted one that they also inserted inside my body. Still, I was not dilating that CM that the hospital that they need for me to give birth. Nothing was coming forth. Then it was moving and moving and moving. They gave me that hot drip. So after they gave me the first one finished. They gave me the second one, the third one, and then on the 7th, it was the fourth one that I had on my hand when the doctor came down and was like, this girl is losing strength. We need to operate on her. He called my husband and said, they need to operate on me. My husband called my dad, and my dad said, nobody should operate on me, that I'm going to have this child. At that point, guys, I was already dying. I was losing strength. So the doctor said my husband should not mind what my dad said, that they're only trying to save my life even if they lose the baby, because at a stage, Danny stopped turning. My baby stopped moving, and that is it. My husband did not have up to the money that the hospital demanded. They demanded that we should deposit 80,000. That's far back 2009. 80,000 naira. My husband was having, I think, about 30,000 or so. He deposited that one, and he now went out to borrow money from a friend. So when he got the money, he ran back to the hospital, and then they gave him paper to sign. So that paper, he signed the paper. Oh my God, I just wish that Victor is here now to see Daniel. I just wish that he's here to see Daniel. He signed that paper with tears in his eyes, like, Emily de la Opa who just signed that thing. I'm not even supposed to be doing this. I'm so sorry. I'm not supposed to be doing this, but today is supposed to be my happiest day, sharing this story. But I don't know why I'm being emotional. What is even wrong with me? So he signed the papers. The doctor, they wore me one blue cloth, and they took me inside the theater. When they took me inside, there was this particular nurse that was being wicked to me. When she wants to check me up, and like put her fingers and check me, if I refuse, she will be slapping my laps. That lady was too mean to me. She was too mean to me, to the level that after I had Danny, all my laps was red because of the slap that they gave me. Because I'm not used to people like seeing my nakedness and putting their hands in my body. I was not used to it then. So when I tell my husband that this lady beats me anytime I refuse her from checking me, my husband will be like, I should allow them, because that is the only thing they will do to bring out my baby. That particular lady inside that theater, where they took me for the surgery, she was bringing out injections. So when she was about giving me the injection, she wanted to give me the injection on my back. So when she was about to give me the injection, the doctor came in, and the doctor was like, he was looking at me, my eyes was blurred from the beating, from the nurse, and from the hot drip and the stress I've passed through. I entered theater 11 times. 11 good times. I could not have Danny. All that 11 times they were putting their hands in my body, trying to check me against my wish, because I will not open up my legs and they will keep slapping and slapping me. I'm so sorry, guys, please. Pardon me. I don't know why I'm being emotional. Sandra. So, when I was in the theater, the doctor looked at me and said, Sandra, can you try for the last time? I told him, okay, sir. I was seeing the doctor, but the vision was blur, very blur. I told him I can try for the last time. He said he's going to try with forceps and see if he can bring out Danny. When he tried, the first time he fixed everything. He said they should remove that hot injection because that was the fourth one that was carried. When they put that hot drip, oh, my body will be on fire. Danny will be moving up and down. He will be turning and turning. Oh, my body will be on fire. I took four. So they removed that fourth one, and the doctor tried and put the first one. He put the first one and tried to pull. So I shouted. He now saw that it was my skin that he was pulling and not even the baby. So it was my skin. Blood everywhere. I shouted and he freed the forceps and brought it out. So they quickly gave me injection immediately in my body for pains. And he said he's going to try again. So I was already bleeding. He tried the second time, and then he pulled out Danny. He pulled and my waist became on fire. Mothers in the house, you guys can attest to what I'm saying. When a baby is about to pull out, so he pulled and Danny was already coming out, and then he said I should push. Immediately I pushed, and then Danny followed. They left the baby and they came to me. The doctor was asking me, Sandra, can you see me? Are you sure you can see me? I was like, yes, sir, I can see you. He said, who am I? He was talking to me because I was already going. I was already leaving. I was already going. So before the doctor tried with that forceps, I told them that they should call, because in that my prayer group in the village, I have this lady that is our leader. I already called her that they are about to operate on me, that they want to operate on me, that I could not have my baby. So when the doctor was about to try with forceps, because when he brought out that thing, the thing was scary. That forceps something, he has two mouths. It was scary. I told doctor that I want to talk to just one person. So they called them, and when they called the lady, I was hearing them sing to God for my sake in the background. They were calling upon God for my sake. I was hearing their voices and I drew strength from them. Right that minute, I began to develop hatred for all the people that cajoled me into that marriage. I was like, here are my mates doing their thing in the village, and I am here trying to have a child untimely. But after that, I drew strength from hearing their voice, sing unto God for my sake. I drew strength, guys. I drew strength. So, before the doctor now tried with the forceps, the only person that was there with me was just my pastor, then the church that we attend, then my pastor. All these things going on, there was nobody to tell me sorry. My mother was not there, my father was not there, none of my siblings, no friend Only me and my husband and that pastor's wife. They did not even allow the woman to enter inside that theater to see what they are doing to me. Nobody was there to tell me sorry. Not even one person. As little as I was just bearing that all alone. So immediately I heard Danny, the doctor, shouted and said, "This is just like a virgin giving birth," because my body was closed up. Although he checked to see if I can actually have a child, because there's this thing that is called ukumpa in Igbo land. He checked and said, I don't have that ukumpa, that I can actually have my child. So why am I not dilating up to the required CM? So that was before he tried with the forceps, and then I had Danny. Even before they cleaned up Danny properly, they put Danny on my chest. I held Danny, and all that pain disappeared. So guys, that was how I had this my amazing Danny that all of us are about to celebrate. I've never celebrated Danny's birthday. I've been very nervous since his birth month. I've been very nervous. I was like, what is he expecting from me? Daniel came into my life as a baby boy. He came in as a baby girl. Everything that baby girls of his age can do, Danny also does them. Like, unless you don't teach him, that is when he will not learn. He's the one, if I go out, he will be the one to take care of his brother and every other thing. Over there, when we were still in the village before we moved down to Oka, Danny will be the one to fetch the water for everybody in the house. In fact, God gave him to me as everything. As everything. As everything. It's a pity that I've never celebrated his birthday. But I just hope that the little thing I have to do now for his birthday, that he's just going to appreciate it. I don't have anything to give him. He has been a wonderful child. He has been a child of destiny, a child of favor to me. Daddy came into my life with so much joy. He is my womb opener. He is my friend. He is my husband as I speak. He is the only, like, they are just my source of strength. When I am weak, I draw strength from them. When I'm crying, they come to ask me, "Mommy, what is it?" When I'm weeping, they weep with me. Like, I don't know how to put this guy, but Danny and Sammy are just my only source of strength. They are just my only source of strength. So that is how I had my amazing Danny, and it's been wonderful. It's gonna be his birthday in a few days. I don't know what is being expected of me. I've been very nervous since July. Why am I still emotional? Good. So that is how I had Danny. Today is supposed to be my happiest day on earth. Today is supposed to be my happiest day on earth. I wanted to go to the family house to film this video, but because of my mom, because she's going to be too emotional. Yeah, if I tell her, because a lot of things happened. When my mom came for Danny's OMUGWO, we hardly see food to eat. A lot of things happened that whenever she remembers them, it weighs her down. Things I cannot even say on the screen. What I've just told you guys is just little about what Danny's birth is all about. There are things I cannot say here that are very, very confidential. So after I had Danny, the doctor handed me over to that chief nurse, that wicked one. So the doctor handed me over to her, and she also handed me over to another nurse to stitch me up, because they gave me tears and the rest of them. So the doctor left and handed me over to her. So she herself, she handed me over to another nurse who was to stitch me up. So when that nurse stitched me up, I didn't know that she closed up on my body, because I could not urinate after I had Danny. They had to put pipe for me. I don't even know when I'm urinating. I only see urine going into the pipe, and that was it. So after about 1 week, I don't go to toilet. I don't urinate on my own. My body was becoming big. Tears was coming out from my eyes, my ears, whenever I lie down. So one day, there's this midwife that used to come and visit the hospital. She came that day and she was looking at me and she was like, "Doctor, this lady is not healthy. If you don't mind, that she would like to check me up." So the doctor said they should bring me into the theater, and when I opened my body, everybody shouted. The doctor now asked me who stitched me up that day. I told him, and the doctor said they should call that nurse. So when they went to call that nurse, that woman just said I should look at the window, that there's something happening. Immediately I turned to look, she pulled out that pipe from my body. Both shit, both urine, both blood, blah blood, everything just poured out there, and all my body began to come down, because when I was pregnant for Danny, I had these swollen legs. So, but after I had Danny, my legs are supposed to come down, according to what people said, but it didn't come down. It was getting bigger and bigger. I don't urinate. Water would be coming from my eyes, my ears. I was just swollen until that lady came that day to rescue me. Opened up my body, and I had to go through the pain of being stitched up again. They stitched me up again and to the normal level, and from that day my body began to come down. I started healing up. They brought out so many blood, because as a woman that gave birth, I'm supposed to be bleeding for quite some time, but I don't bleed. I wasn't bleeding when my body was closed up then. But after that lady came to open up my body, I started bleeding, and that was it. So guys, this is how I had my amazing Danny. We spent 3 weeks at the hospital. Before we left the hospital. So if not for that lady, I don't know what would have happened. If not for God, in fact, that brought that lady to that hospital, I don't know what would have happened. I just want to give this God all the glory. I just want to appreciate this God. I just want to say thank you, Jesus, for not allowing me to be put to shame. Close here. So you guys, that is how I had my amazing Danny. Without wasting so much of your time, I just want to sing to this God. The God that did not allow me to be ashamed. The God that did not allow me to lose my first child. The God that stood up for me on the 8th of August 2009. I was supposed to have Danny on the 7th if it was with that surgery, but God stood up, and the doctor tried the second time as at around 6 minutes past 12 a.m. on the 8th, and that was when I had Danny. I just want to sing unto this God, the God that did not allow me to be put to shame. He that stood up and every protocol was broken for my sake. Nọdịgo onye gị na ya ga-achị eze. Nọdịgị onye gị na ya ga-achị n'eluigwe. Ọkaka m o, eze idebube, aha gị juru eluigwe jụwa. Ihe banyere m o, ọ na-emetụ chi m n'obi. Ihe banyere onyinye, ọ na-emetụ nna m n'obi. Oke mmụọ ji maka m o, were mee ihe asịsị emela. onye eluigwe ji maka mo were mee ihe asịsị emeleme. Unu ahụla n'ije love mo, unu ahụla n'ije love mo, lekenenu ije love chimo, ewo ije love mo, mụ na chi. Utaka na-eru mba n'izuru oke, nna m izuru oke n'isi mo. Let me not just continue, because if I do, I am not going to stop today. So without wasting so much of your time, guys, I am just so grateful and thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much. I just want to advise as many going through the same thing right now, wherever you are. If you're having challenges, I just want you to look up to this God. He has never failed and he can never fail. If I remember what happened on that 8th of August 2009, I will have every conviction that God always stands up for anybody. If God could stand up for me that day and did not allow me to lose my first child, did not allow me to have a stillbirth, did not allow me to die during childbearing, because then whenever we hear operation, we see it as if the person is just going to die. Because back then in the village, I've heard a lot of women die when giving birth, during operation and all that. People be like, why would they even go for operation? Why not just have the baby? But they don't understand what happened, the circumstances that led to that surgery. Honestly, that was my fear that day. I was like, my mom and dad did not have any of our child with surgery. Why am I supposed to have my first child with operation? A lot of things. I never knew that they were trying to help me. A lot of things was coming into my mind at that point. So sorry for being emotional, but I don't know how it happened. When I was about to film this video, I didn't have the mind. I was actually happy that I want to tell this story. So seeing myself go emotional, I'm still wondering what happened. So I'm just so sorry. Please don't take it too much to heart. Don't see it as if this guy is a cry baby. I'm not a cry baby. Just that I don't know what happened. It brought back so many memories. And the fact that there are things I cannot say. So please do not forget to like, comment, share, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.